Let's talk about the total cost of healthcare in the United States. Projected figures are that we will spend as a nation $3 trillion annually. More than 70% of disease is preventable. So that means that over two-thirds of $3 trillion could be saved annually if we prevented just the preventable diseases. So that's $2 trillion that could be saved annually by these organizations here that are in the process of discovering how simple it is to maximize well-being and reduce the risk for very, very expensive diseases in their company. So let's do the calculation. If we save $2 trillion in 1 year in healthcare, what can we compare that to? Well, recently there's been a lot of discussion of the fact that the wars that the United States has been waging in the Middle East have cost $2 trillion over a period of 10 years. And people are very upset about that. So that's $2 trillion over 10 years that is upsetting the public. Well, every year we waste $2 trillion in healthcare. So 10 years, $2 trillion, 1 year, $2 trillion. And in healthcare, we can get that money back. We can actually decide in all of our companies, corporate culture, we can develop a culture wherein it's actually a patriotic act to reduce your risk for disease and to increase your productivity and your well-being. This is just so logical and well, very, very exciting. So in other words, the businesses and large institutions in our society could save $2 trillion every year. That's a bailout. So here's the most important thing. For this society that wastes so much money on treating preventable diseases, that we have the opportunity to prevent preventable diseases. Most preventable diseases are preventable through behaviors that people do at home for no cost. So that's the promise. That's the promise of mind-body practice. That's the promise of Qigong, Tai Chi. That's the promise of health and wellness, productivity enhancement, medical cost reduction, all of that. All of that comes down to a possibility in our society. Now, Thomas Jefferson said that we have inalienable rights. And one of the inalienable rights is to maximize our well-being. It doesn't really cost that much to do so. In other words, the things that you do at home for no cost, your diet, your exercise, your rest, your communication, all the things that come together in the totality of your life to contribute to your well-being and to reduce your stress level. These are actually leverage points for the financing of healthcare in our society. Simply by fulfilling our inalienable right to maximize our well-being, we actually become a kind of patriot. Someone who's involved in the process of helping our nation not to waste money on diseases that are widely known to be preventable through personal behavioral maximization or change. Now, what is the physiology of making a medicine within the human body? The physiology of making a medicine within the human body is amazing. It's all already there. In other words, your nervous system, your immune system, your digestive system, everything about how you function contributes to your capacity to make healing resources. In China, this is called cultivating energy, cultivating life force, cultivating qi. And the methods that have been developed by the Chinese for thousands of years, Tai Chi and Qi Gong, are easy. They require no special equipment. Once you've learned how to do these practices, you can practice them at home for no cost. And all of the research demonstrates that these practices turn on, enhance natural self-healing capacities within the human system. So let's look at the shape, the structure of Tai Chi and Qigong. There are 4 baskets of practice. There's movement practice, there's associated with the body and posture, there's breath practice, there's self-applied massage, and there's meditation or deep relaxation. These 4 baskets of practice make up the operational definition of mind-body practice, or Qigong, or Tai Chi. Each one of these baskets of practice has thousands of methods that have been developed through yoga and through Tai Chi and Qigong in China for millennia. And every one of those practices is fairly easy and fairly accessible and has the potential to enhance the organ function and system function of any person who practices them, especially if practiced with enthusiasm and sincerity. So, how much does enthusiasm cost? How much does sincerity cost? And where do you have to go to get them? So as you can see, this all fits together in a very simple package that not only empowers people and improves their lives, but also has an impact on finance and economics. What would happen if the millions of people in this nation would make just a few changes in their life to initiate practices and methods that are easy to get information on and fairly easy to perform, and save this country 70% of the money that it's wasting treating preventable diseases? What would happen? Would that be a renaissance? For no cost, you can be practicing methodologies which reduce your risk for preventable diseases, improve your own life, and contribute to the economic well-being of our nation. It's amazing. This is just amazing. It's like a miracle. It's like a miracle that's right in front of us and hardly anybody's paying attention to.